If you believe in such things, you may have recently made a resolution to increase your painting productivity. Perhaps you have a stack of grey plastic guilt-tripping you from the corner of the room. Perhaps your significant other has served you an ultimatum to get it used or get it gone. Or perhaps you just want this to be the year that you conquer your painting fears. But the resolution itself is not enough for most of us to succeed. Without a strategy or a series of steps to follow, some way to make commitment turn into habit, our efforts to increase our painting frequency, and by extension our skill, are doomed to be blown away like last year's leaves. My own painting habits are definitely a work in progress. Juggling a job, a family, a YouTube channel and the upkeep of a household means that inevitably some things don't get the attention they deserve. But I have found there are a few strategies that keep me on the path to painting perfection longer than others. Let me know in the comments if these help or if you have top tips of your own that others might benefit from. If you want the best possible chance to form a more positive painting habit, you must first create opportunity. It is a well-trodden piece of advice that if you have your painting station set up ready to go, with models and specific paints waiting, then you are more likely to have the time and to feel motivated to pick up the brush, even if it is only for 10 minutes a day. This advice has always struck me as incomplete. I am lucky to be able to have a small room in the house where I can film videos, paint models, and leave all of my painting materials laid out ready. I would probably have everything set up ready to go whether I needed the motivation or not. Not everyone is so fortunate. If you have small children running around, live in a shared residence of some kind, or simply don't have that sort of space, then it may be completely impossible to, at all times, have brushes and paint water and fragile models laid out. So let me modify this advice. What makes me productive in my little cubbyhole isn't the fact that my paints are ready to go. It is having somewhere that I do painting that is associated with that activity in my mind. Whatever else is going on in my life, when I sit in that chair at that table, my entire demeanour changes. My brain relaxes and I am ready to paint or film or game. It is the place that I hobby. It could be a small chair and table at one side of the room or a kitchen surface that you don't associate with another activity. The key is that when you are sat in that spot, painting is your activity. It can't be the same place that you do other distracting activities that take you away from your painting goal, so selecting the right location is critical. If you're going to be distracted by people or the TV, then it needs to be somewhere those distractions aren't. But likewise, if you find some background noise helpful, then other possibilities open up to you. If you can't leave your paints and models laid out, have a container of some kind that you can tuck away close to this location with key items inside. This doesn't need to be your entire paint collection, just a few key paints and brushes and tools that will help you get up to speed quickly and get the most out of those precious moments of the day. You'll be surprised how quickly your brain will associate that location with the task of painting, and you'll feel invigorated to paint something, anything, whenever you sit down there. Are you a lifelong procrastinator like me? I'm not even going to poke fun at you. It is a disease which afflicts all humanity to varying degrees, and a leisure activity with no specific purpose other than your own enjoyment is the first thing to get put on the shelf when your life is busy. Having some sort of deadline is a big help when it comes to prioritising this sort of activity. If you know your painting goal is time sensitive, your entire approach to finding time for that activity will change. There is a line here, of course. We are talking about a leisure activity. It isn't life and death. But having some sort of goal that you look forward to may inspire you to pick up that brush at times when you don't feel very motivated to do so otherwise. This goal could, in theory, be anything, but choose wisely. A major tournament or gaming event in 6 months' time might seem like the perfect motivation to have a new set of models painted up. In practice, I have found such goals just result in me putting off the task until much nearer the time, by which point time has really already run out. Even breaking the task down into steps may not be enough to motivate yourself. Instead, consider setting up regular deadlines, Perhaps a gaming session with friends on a weekly basis, whereby you will aim to have a newly painted model to impress them with each week. I have found the goal of uploading a new photograph of a painted model to Instagram on a weekly basis very motivational too. Not that I always achieve this goal. Something that is emotionally rewarding and that will encourage you to hit your next deadline, but isn't a one-off winner-takes-all challenge, will probably build the most enduring habit. My third tip is very much related to my second, but takes it a step forward. Make painting a game with a prize. There's a reason we play these games and enjoy doing so. The thrill of the chase, of winning the prize, of victory over our friends, or the sweet knowledge that you'll get them next time motivates us to play again and again and again. So next time you achieve a key painting milestone, why not reward yourself with a little prize? If you are food motivated, maybe tonight becomes takeaway night, or that special chocolate bar you have squirreled away needs to fear for its prospects. It could be as simple as the reward of showing your partner and receiving positive feedback. The point is that if you reward yourself for achieving your goals, the next goals will seem all the more motivational. I don't recommend setting your prizes in advance, however, unless you specifically feel this is ideal for you. Missing your goal, and therefore not receiving your prize, can demotivate you and make you resent the painting process, accelerating your resolution failure. Instead, when you achieve something worthy, just treat yourself a little. Celebrate the moment, make an event out of it that you will subconsciously want to repeat in the future. I also don't recommend making the prize your next box of miniatures. That way madness leads. If you struggle to find time to paint, changing your routine may be one way to ensure it is prioritised. It doesn't take a genius to work out that if you have time set aside to paint, you are more likely to do so. My advice takes a little more effort, but I have found it to be hugely beneficial. I have found that working a fairly stressful job, the last thing I want to do is focus on something like painting straight after work. By the time I have slouched in front of the TV and had my evening meal, my energy and motivation are gone, and I will often vegetate out the precious evening hours in front of YouTube or the TV screen until I inevitably fall asleep. For me, and perhaps for you also, it is the wrong end of the day for truly creative deeds. Instead, consider going to bed earlier and rising earlier in the morning. This can have a number of benefits for your hobby life and indeed your productivity in general. In my household, if I wake at 5 AM each morning, I will be alone with my own thoughts and able to focus on what I want to achieve at that time. I won't be tired from a day at work, I will be fresh. Also, the time between me getting up and starting work feels like time I can use productively, whether that is working on my hobby or cleaning the house or any other task that might seem far too much effort after work. This early morning won't all be for hobby time necessarily, and you still need to ensure you get a good night's sleep so that you aren't walking around at 5 AM in a zombie state. However, in my experience, my professional work does not suffer from this early start. There are enough deadlines and fears of failure associated with a day job that you hopefully won't need any more motivation to complete it competently. And I find myself more motivated to undertake the day job when I know that things that I am passionate about have already been progressed a few more steps. If you can, try it out. I think you might be surprised at the difference that it makes. Determination can only take you so far. At some point, painting needs to become something that you do as a habit, or your resolution will break down. To this end, understand that keeping yourself motivated to habitually pick up a brush and start painting is far more important than what you are painting. Paint something that you are enthusiastic about painting. New painters are often advised to start by painting troop miniatures, as this allows them to gain some basic skills and muscle memory by repeating the same model several times before they attempt a more important model. And if you're excited by this prospect, power to you. If you aren't, maybe that Space Marine captain or that hero model that you desperately want to paint should come first. If you're excited about what you are painting, you will want to finish the job, and finishing the job will give you the satisfaction to paint another model, and so the cycle continues. The cycle, the routine, is all that matters. And once you have that hero painted, I bet his bodyguard will seem far more exciting to paint, knowing that he will arrive on the table escorted by yet more beautifully painted miniatures. Don't save your silver bullet. Now is the time to become a better, more productive painter. And honestly, what is the worst that could happen? If you really mess up to the point that you can't stand to look at the model, Buy a new one, or strip the model and start again, or move on to something else. Odds are you have enough underused grey plastic calling to you for this not to be an issue. But do finish. Don't stop at the point all models reach where it looks rubbish and you don't know if you'll ever get it to where you want it to be. Those are the moments to apply that determination that you saved. Complete it whether you think it will look good or not, and learn from the experience so that you can apply that learning to the next thing that you paint. All of these tips are about understanding yourself and what motivates and supports your journey and focusing on those things. Know well what leads you forward and what holds you back. I'm not especially familiar with the teachings of Buddha, but that is a piece of wisdom that has long resonated with me. Sometimes, when it comes round to it, we need to be honest about the things that will allow us to achieve our goals and get out of our own way. Whatever your methods, beliefs or goals for this year, from everyone at Nameless Seraphim Gaming, I wish you every success and happiness. We hope we will be one of the things that lead you forward, and that you will share your achievements with us as the year goes on. Until you do, work hard, play better, and take care out there.